Assalamu alaikum, Real Madrid 4, Olympiacos 3, and what did I tell you in the previous video? We are clearly not back. And obviously, yes, I'm taking into consideration our injuries. I'm taking into consideration with the maybe the loss of form, you could say, maybe the disconnect with Vini and Xabi Alonso. I don't know what it was, but we are clearly not back. We struggled against Olympiacos, and I did say this in the previous match preview. We really have to lock in before it's too late. And now look, thank God, alhamdulillah, we got away with a win because it was very important, and we finished, I believe we're now number 5 or number 4 in the UCL table, which I'm happy about, and that is the position we want to be at. But the further up we are, the more better it is for us with the easier matchups heading into the round of 16 and beyond that. But yeah, there was a lot of mistakes that we've committed, and a lot of moments where we could have finished it perfectly. A lot of moments where I feel like we were just trying to show off, which clearly led to our downfall in this game. And obviously, this all ties back to the first thing I've always mentioned about Real Madrid's weakness. And whoever has been watching me for a while, I appreciate it first and foremost. However, I've been saying it. Set pieces, crosses, our weakness. We cannot defend those for the life of us. Now, look, the first goal was brilliant. But look, the reason why I'm giving Real Madrid the benefit of the doubt is because when they scored that goal, right, our defense, if you look at our lineup, it was not the ones that we usually start, right? Because we have a lot of injuries, especially in the back line. We have a lot of injuries. So it makes sense for Xabi Alonso to start with this lineup, and I am honestly a fan of it. But the way he did this formation on paper seemed a little weird, but maybe it was just like that on paper. The 4-1-4-1 formation, which I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of that, but obviously it looked completely different once the match started. And all I can say is Xabi Alonso, like, I don't know, I'm like in the middle for Xabi Alonso, if I have to be honest, because our form has not been great in the past 5 games, maybe 4 games, but it's really questionable. And these points that we're losing on right now, these goals that we're losing on right now, these losses, these draws, is going to affect us on the long run towards the end of the season. And we've seen that last season. We've seen that the season before that last season. Like, it catches up, not just to us, to also other teams. But let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the first half, second half, and let's talk about what we should do moving forward, honestly, because I think I'm just going to be repeating myself. I don't know what else to say, what other advice I have to give to Xabi Alonso. At this point, I am convinced that he's not subscribed, but I hope that you guys have subscribed. If not, make sure you subscribe and hit that like button, because we are close to 200 subscribers, and after that, we want to hit 300, 400, and then go to 500, which is half of 1,000. So make sure you're part of that journey, be part of the OGs, and let's just get straight into it. So first of all, before I talk about the goals, let's talk about the possession. So if you could see, Real Madrid has 59 ball possession. And you guys can tell where we kind of lost the ball possession. Obviously, in the first 20 minutes of the match was horrible. And I would say maybe the last 15, 10 minutes of the match was completely horrible. And that is where we lost majority of the ball possession. Nevertheless, we had 15 shots. And the fact that they had more than us really showed that they were really dangerous as well. We allowed them to get shots off, whether they're dangerous, whether it's not, because it does say they have 3 big chances. But I feel like they've had more, in my opinion. Olympiacos really played a brilliant game against Real Madrid. And to be fair, I don't want to be too, I would say, critical for Real Madrid, because remember, we have all these injuries. We have players who are not 100% fit, and we had to force players to play the full 90 minutes. Now, it makes sense for the way we played and the way Xabi Alonso formatted this team. And at the same way, I don't know why Jude Bellingham started on the bench. I don't know if it's because of the next game we have. I don't know if it's something that he has behind the scenes, maybe an injury or whatnot. I don't know what it is, but then he did get on, and he played for the rest of the match. So yeah, if you look at the first goal, it's clearly them. And then we had to get another goal maybe around 20-ish minutes where Mbappé scored. And there were 2 minutes after that, he scored again. And then 5 minutes after that, he scored again. So Mbappé had like one of the quickest hat-tricks I've ever seen. And yeah, the beginning of the second half is where they caught us off guard. And I want to get into this one because I've been talking about this. I've been very vocal about Real Madrid's weakness, and one of them are crosses. And the fact that their last 2 goals came from crosses, they literally knew that nobody can defend their crosses from Real Madrid. So I wish there was a stat that I could see how many crosses they did, because they were trying their best to play from the wings, especially if you look at their heat map towards maybe the last 20 minutes of the match. They were playing on the left and the right wing because they were trying to get that cross off. And it's been successful. And not only with them, but if you look at the other matches before this one, the other teams have been successful with their set pieces and with their crosses, because Real Madrid really can't defend them. And I don't know what the issue is with that, and the fact that it's not being addressed, because both those crosses should have been defended. And I think that, honestly, if I was there, I would have defended. I would have jumped for it. There was one of them where Jude Bellingham, I think it was the last one, where Jude Bellingham missed his jump, but Asensio was not doing anything. And I think Asensio didn't do anything for both those crosses, if I'm being honest, and he was there. There was one moment where his back was turned. I don't know why, but that clearly led to them scoring both their goals, and then now we struggled. We struggled against this team, and we were not supposed to struggle against this team. Yes, I know that this team has a good win streak leading up to this game, and not even a win streak, but a good form, because I think they drew twice before us, and they won their last 3 matches out of the last 5 matches, by the way. So it's a good thing that Real Madrid won, but you're telling me that Real Madrid really struggled against Olympiacos, and the fact that we have this young, good manager who at one point in the Bundesliga, he had this invincible moment. I don't know. I don't know what to say, but all I got to say is that I expected this. I did not head into this game confident, and I have, like I said, I have my receipts. Go back to my previous video, and I've been saying it. I am not confident Real Madrid is going to win this game, and that is literally the reason. I have not seen improvements for defending set pieces. I have not seen improvements for crosses. I have not seen improvement for when we get players injured, because watching this game, I was like, where is Militao when we need him? That back line looks shaky without Militao. And I get it. Injuries happen. Unfortunate events happen. I get it. But it depends on how we adjust, and we don't know how to adjust. So that tells us that we have to rely on these players. By the way, why did Brahim Diaz get on and not Rodrigo? No, I get it. Rodrigo has not scored in so long. I get that. But I would prefer Rodrigo coming on instead of Brahim Diaz, because if you look at both Brahim and Rodrigo, they both kind of are on the same page. But I prefer Rodrigo because he knows how to attack the box more compared to Brahim Diaz. Xabi Alonso has played Rodrigo on the right side. He started him before this match. He started Rodrigo on the right side. So Xabi Alonso cannot tell us that he doesn't want Rodrigo playing on the right wing and he wants him on the left wing, because he's done that. And it was not like it's because of an emergency, right? He just decided to start him and have Vini start off on the bench. And I don't know why. I don't know if I said Vini or Vini, but Vini. Now, I was looking at the lineup as well. So I did want to say, so if you look at our back line, right, and I agree with all of these, because honestly, Trent really didn't do anything offensively and defensively. There's moments where he did recover the ball for us, but I wouldn't say it's something where he kind of like saved us. Asensio, like I said, there was 2 crosses where he really did not defend. He had the positioning where he could have defended, he could have jumped and possibly got a bit of the ball to deflect it, but he didn't. At one point, like I said, he had his back turned. I don't know what was going on. Careless, I don't think he had the best game, but he did way better compared to yesterday. Mendy did good for his return. This is his first start in a while, and he's been doing, in this match, he's been doing good. But there was maybe a moment where, actually multiple moments where he just missed so many passes. There was a moment where Mbappé was clear on the open in the middle, but he decides to pass to Vini. And I don't know what it was with him and Vini, but it seemed like he has this like mindset of always passing to Vini, and I didn't really like that. But I'm not blaming Vini or Mendy for that, but I'm just saying that Mendy probably could have done much better if he delivered those passes to Mbappé, obviously in the right moments, compared to if he passed it to Vini. Before I skip Lunin did his best, and I'm proud of Lunin this match. I'd say 7.0. I do agree with that, because I believe there was one shot where he could have saved it. I feel like if it was Courtois, he would have saved it, but obviously Lunin is not Courtois. And yeah, Lunin did his best overall. Those two crosses at the end, he couldn't do anything, and his frustration is justified. So nobody can say anything about the way he was yelling, screaming, because what can he possibly do when his teammates are literally allowing them to land those free headers? Camavinga, honestly, well-deserved 8.0. And the thing is that with Camavinga, he does a lot of dribbling, but I wish I could see some of his passes because he did get a good assist, but he could do more, if that makes sense. But I feel like I said, in this match, as soon as we went up, like I'm talking about when we went up 2-1, right? We were showing off a lot against this team where I feel like we didn't need to show off, right? Especially at one moment, this was later in the game where Vini tried to do a rainbow flick. Like, why, man? Just play the game and try to get as much goals as you can to be number one. I want us to finish number one in the UCL table. If we look at the UCL table, we're number 5, right? We're only 3 points away from Arsenal if Arsenal does lose the next game. But Real Madrid really got to lock in, man, because honestly, I do want to claim that number 1 spot because, like, imagine we start versing teams like in the bottom right here, right? And especially if Barcelona drops all the way to the bottom, man, we could also face Barcelona, right? Because as of right now, I think it's looking like, as of right now, we're going to be versing Napoli, like if it stands like this, right? I kind of just 5 positions away. But come on, we got to aim at the number 1 or number 2 position. Tchouaméni did very good, and like I said, we have to rely on Tchouaméni on the defensive midfield position. Valverde, I'm not going to lie, he has not been the same ever since Ancelotti left, and I've been heartbroken ever since then. This game as well, even though he didn't have the worst game, but you could tell his passes were misplaced. His defending was not the best compared to when he used to tackle a lot. He doesn't shoot those long-range balls, right? So I don't know if you guys noticed, but let's say we have a corner to take. Valverde would sometimes be outside the box, and there was, I think, like 3 moments where he had the ball outside the box, and he had an open space in front of him, but he didn't shoot it. Why didn't he shoot it? Why is Valverde not shooting those? I don't know if it's a tactic. I don't know if Xabi Alonso is not a fan of that, but we know Valverde's quality. We know his playing style, and I do hope that he returns at his top position again. He's not bad, but I'm just not going to say he's like at the level that he was before. Arda Güler, I love Arda Güler. He played really well today. Not the best compared to the other matches like that he played, but for this game, for that brilliant assist that he gave to Mbappé with that cross, Arda did really good. There's moments where he was frustrated as well, which is, I agree with Xabi Alonso to sub him off. But with the 7.4 rating, I do agree with this. Now, for the main men, Mbappé and Vinicius. This is the Vinicius and Mbappé that I know. And I like to hear what the Spanish media have to say now, or the media in general, where they're trying to stir things up with Vinicius, with Mbappé, their relationship not working. It's either one in and one out. Vinicius provided 2 great assists to Mbappé. Brilliant assists, especially the Trivela assist, where people are saying Vini lost it. Vini doesn't want to pass the ball. There was moments where Vini could have scored, but instead he passes it, and I like that. I think Vini's mentality changed in terms of him not wanting to score anymore, and I'm really happy to see Vini get this rating. I think what brought him down maybe is that failed rainbow flick. I feel like if he didn't do that, he's probably going to be a 9.3 maybe. But really, really fantastic game from Vinicius Jr. The way he got subbed off, though, I thought he was close to Xabi Alonso the way he got subbed off, and I was scared he was not going to shake his hand. But Vinicius stepped out of the play near the opposition goal, so he did look upset the way he got subbed off. I'm not sure if his relationship with Xabi Alonso is good. I don't know if it's bad, but based off his facial expression, it does look like they're not at the best terms right now. Because if he was, he would have, walked all the way to where they sub off, right? He would have walked all the way to Xabi Alonso, but he didn't. Moving on to Mbappé, beautiful super hat trick, and honestly, I was upset that he didn't get that 5th goal. He was going to tie Messi's record. Especially if he scored that 6th goal, he was going to break the record. I really wanted Mbappé to take that record. He couldn't. And, shout out to Olympiacos, the defense, because they were honestly on Mbappé. Moments where they failed to do that offside trap. I saw some of that. I think their tactic was the offside trap, but they still failed to do it. I think for 2 goals, for both of our goals out of the 4, they did struggle to do the offside trap. So Mbappé did really good at capitalizing on that. So bringing us all back together, I did want to say I am not amazed with this performance. I don't think any Madrid fan is amazed with this performance. I'm satisfied that we got the 3 points, however, but honestly, this is going to show the other teams that we're not that scary, I would say. Now, look, I did say we are injured, okay? I don't want to repeat myself. I know we're injured, but it's the fact that we don't know how to play proper ball when we have those injuries. We don't know how to rely on our players without the injuries, right? That's number one. And still, number two, we still have weaknesses. And I've been saying that crosses, set pieces, everybody can score on us through those. We don't know how to defend them. And I think they should spend multiple training sessions with those tactics, the defensive tactics, because we conceded 2 goals because of that. And I feel like they were both easy crosses that we could have defended if we just knew our positioning. And I feel like Real Madrid's defense is just too spread at moments. There was moments where there's a lot of miscommunication, and we got to work on that. We really do got to work on that. I don't know what's going on in the training sessions. They only upload 2 minutes of it, and they turn into like this edit. So Xabi Alonso, like I said, something got to happen. I don't know if it's with the teams. I don't know if it's with the players. I don't know what to think about this anymore, but I am disappointed with this performance, and I hope that we come back next time. Our next match is against Girona, and I do hope that we go back to our old form, right? Because now we're in La Liga. This is our competition. In the UCL, Spanish teams have been struggling a lot. Besides Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid just won. I don't know if you guys saw, Arsenal just beat Bayern. So there's some upsets, some shocks, and some obvious wins. And like I said, this one was supposed to be for us. This win was supposed to be ours on paper, right? But I did say that we are going to struggle if Xabi Alonso doesn't find a solution ASAP. And like you guys saw, they scored 3 goals on us. We clearly struggled, and now we just have to wait and see what Xabi Alonso does next, him and Madrid players, because they all take full responsibility. Now, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Leave it in the comments if you guys think that Real Madrid deserved this win. Do you think they deserve to lose? Were you guys shocked by this performance? Leave it all in the comments below. And if you guys are new, make sure you like, subscribe, and please subscribe, because a lot of you guys are not subscribed, and I'm trying to hit that 200 mark. So subscribe, share this video with your friends, brothers, sister, grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, anybody, and let's get to 200. Until then, salam alaikum.